Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? My name is Boit. Your name is not Boit. It's something else, obviously. I don't know what that introduction was, but we're watching a game today. A Showmatch of sorts. A team game with 6 of the best Age of Mythology players currently playing in the top side of the map, in the blue color, playing as Tunison. He's playing as Uranus. His name is Tunison. In the red color, playing as Loki. His name is Eric. And finally, rounding out the team in the green color, playing as Ra. His name is Super Afim. On the other side of the map, in the yellow color, playing as Loki. His name is Grass. In the sky blue color, the teal color, playing as Gaia, it's Flame. And finally, rounding out the team at the top of the map, playing as Frere, it's Kido, also known as Sevro. As hold on. Oh, okay. I see. I'm having fun with what's happening here. Midway through this game, I might jump into the photo mode. We might try and get a pretty cool snapshot going, because that could be pretty fun and cool to check out. But until we get there, let's watch this game. Hey, I have to jump into this thing and change some settings here. Bam, bam. So now I can move around the map without any problems. So, Keen versus Fox. Some very, very crazy names in here. You got Grass. This guy came 4th in, I believe, 2 or 3 tournaments thus far. I know he came 4th in not Genesis. I know he came 4th in Red Bull. I know he came 4th in Wrath of the Gods. Can't remember where he came, whether it was 4th or 5th in Genesis, but he's always at the top of the 1v1s. Kido, on the other hand, he's a player who realistically hasn't played in any 1v1 tournaments. He is probably the strongest player to have never participated in an Age Mythology tournament. I think that might actually be accurate. I don't even know if he's participated in a team game tournament before, like an quote-unquote S-tier team game tournament, like one of the RTSLs or Phoenix Reborn, or he's been playing in the recent Captain's Draft tournament, I believe, hosted by Keen, which he is a part of. But yes, he's not really in for that kind of stuff. And then finally, you got Flame in the middle. If you don't know Flame, he is a pretty strong player in his own right. He is very, very, very smart when it comes to team game strategy. He's going to be able to come up with a lot of different shenanigans. I remember one such strategy that he came up with in an RTSL a few years ago was on the map Gold Rush. If you remember that, it was surrounded by a lot of forest. They went for a fast mythic, and then they threw like a rock or something and floated villagers into the corner, dropped a wonder there. It was Isis, put monuments down, and their opponents could not kill the wonder. And you gotta be really thinking when it comes to that. But nonetheless, we're gonna see some players going up now through some different gods. Over here, we got Tunison going through Prometheus. We've got Eric going through Forseti. We've got Grass going through Forseti as well. We've got Afim going through Bast. A little bit of a surprise to see the Bast, though he might want to get out on the map and try and get some damage done with those Sphinx. We've got over here Flame going through Oceanus, and finally we've got Kido going through Ulla. So this is looking to me going to be a very, very boomy opening here already. Actually, hold your horses. That's a lot of oracles already out for a certain Tunison. Let's take a quick look at exactly what he's got. He's got 6 oracles out as Uranus, so he's going to be getting a huge amount of favor coming through. He's got himself a military barracks. He's got himself the counter barracks. He's going to be making Terma, Mermillo. Over on this side as well, for Eric, he's throwing a wall of buildings down, making longhouses. Most likely going to be going into those berserks here. He's already got a couple of Hersar out. Doesn't have to go into mass Hersar as Loki. Loki's also got access to Mithril Breastplate, and also the really strong Berserk line, so he's going to be going down that route, it looks like, as the armory coming up for Eric as well. Over on this side, there are barracks coming through here. Is this just spearmen? No, it's going to be a whole bunch of axemen to kick this game off. He is up against the Norse of Grass, as Grass is on the forward position here. Really, really nice building placement around this position. Going to be really tough to push in here. I wouldn't be surprised to see that town center attempting to get grabbed here by Grass, as the Sphinx Axemen going to be charging in onto this position, but Grass is already here. And Athem's going to be retreating back. Meanwhile, over on this side, the Oracle does spot some citizens moving down to the bottom here, as we've already got Flame going up for a second town center. So Flame is going to be the one to watch out for here. He's got the first town center. He's going to be getting a huge boom going. If we take a quick look at his actual situation, he's not building anything. He's building an armory up actually, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him get Heroic Age really quickly, straight into those Contarius and just be swarming the map. As the red units, however, they're now joining up, as a lot of Axemen. We see an Eclipse coming through, but one Sphinx is already down. The army going to be charging through here, as Grass says, I just have to retreat. He's going to take a little bit of damage here, but it's not a big deal. His forward base, however, that might be a little bit out of the way here in a big way. As the army retreats all the way back in, we do see a cheeky little Carnivore getting dropped down onto these longhouses. Going to attempt to deny that for a little bit over onto this side. Just going to be picking off a Boit. Nothing too serious there. As the army coming back up here to start knocking down the Great Halls and everything else. As if we take a quick look into what Tunison's doing, he's got those Prometheans coming through, and at the moment here, Keto, he doesn't have that many Ursa. He does have a lot of really, really strong units. As the army going to come through, and looks like it's going to be denying this town center for the time being. No town center here on the front for Keto. Now, if he gets the town center, he does have access to that ball. He's got the ball here. Can use that one whenever he really wants to. But equally, could have used it for a teammate as well if there was a town center there, but there was not, as the entirety of the forward base here of Grass is going down. And while this damage is really, really nice, all well and good, you have to remember that Flame, he's booming up a storm. Flame has got already 46 villages. He's the only one with 2 town centers in this game. So all they need to do is just hold on, as we're starting to see Keto. He's getting a ton of walls, just placing them down in annoying places here. A double wall onto this position just to ensure that he can't really break through here. More walls coming up to try and secure this town center is the idea. But Tunison is going to take this opportunity now to say, hey, if you're going to do silly stuff like this, and you're going to try and take this town center in my face, I don't need to worry about this. I got an army. It's strong. I'm going to come down here with my buddies, and we're going to say night-night to Mr. Grass and Groom, who's going to attempt to hold here with Flame. Now, you do have to remember there is that Ghoul and Bursty, but is Ghoul and Bursty enough to kind of support against 3 people throwing all their army at this position or not? That's the big question. Now, the walls are all up. Still no town center grab. With the army here for Keto wandering around trying to figure out what to do. He's sniffing out that the army is moving elsewhere, as we see Eric grabbing a town center. Flame is over here. We see Shockwave somewhere. I don't know where it was. Over here. Shockwave onto this spot, trying to support those Sphinx. Doesn't quite get any villager kills though, as he's going to have to retreat away. The dwarves just don't die. I swear, dwarves, literally, they just don't die. They've got 5 more HP than every other villager, but that 5 HP just makes it seem like they just survive forever. Absolutely forever. They've got plot armor. Exactly. Exactly. And now Keto, he is... Look at the wall. It literally just walled the... Look at this wall. It's so funny. Town center coming up. Dude, I think this might be the time for my photo mode. Can we take a quick pause? Hang on. I just want to... Once the town center's finished, I want to We see some walls coming. Kino, he just loves walls. He's just like, hey guys, I've got this. Let me make you nice. And if you're not going to protect yourself, I'll come and protect you. Hey, yeah, I've got you. Just everyone's getting carried by Kiddo in this game. So funny. But Fox is just kind of sitting around waiting at the moment. They're waiting for something. As Thea comes through, we are seeing Hyperion. Bragi is pretty cute. No Bragi over here. Hold on, let me just see. Hang on. We might be getting a little bit out of things here, but you know, that's fine. How do I do this? Zoom like this, right? And then I've got to wait. I want to change this thing. Oh, there we go. Perfect. And then we give it some sky, sunrise, and then. How do I take the screenshot? Then I print screen. Okay, print screen didn't work, so I'm just gonna I hit the wrong button. Boom, perfect. Okay, great. We're sorted. Now we go back into the game and we're back to where we were. Everybody enjoys it. We've got it. How good is that? Click. I just wanted to take advantage of the photo mode. You too can be a eye candy master as Holy Gullen Bursty. Now that was only a classical age Gullen Bursty. Not a big problem. 20 damage. 20 hack damage. 40 hack damage. As he charges out here trying to pick off the units in the middle, getting a whole bunch of damage done. And Super FM pulls back with Eric all the way up to the top side. And the Locust getting dropped in. Charging through, getting damage. The army will be able to retreat back here nicely as the army on the front all cleaned up. And all of a sudden, Tunison, Eric and FM can play very, very aggressive moving forward here. As the longhouse goes down, the army here for Tunison going to be swinging up and around. Look at all these units here. Are you kidding me? Spearman, Axeman, Slinger, Batsukos, Promethean. It's just an absolute chaos in on this position. The one thing here going for Grass's team is he's got the healing spring here. We see chaos coming down onto this one. Who's going to win? The only way to really know is to look at this top position. You see the blue team here with Fox, for Fox with a very significant military advantage. Absolutely dominating on this area here, pushing through, taking everything out as the army retreats back. Grass has got nothing left inside of this base. It looks like as the town center is going to be the next port of call, and Team Fox with Team 12-minute go and kill them makes it happen, and they just cannot hold. But Keen still has got the villager lead. They're at 172 villagers. All Grass has to do is run. He's just got to keep his villagers safe. And technically speaking, town center-wise, I think it's pretty close here. But the population, the military population, is just so gigantic at the moment. This is going to be a tough one to come back from, because the next port of call here, it's not Keto's base, who's got the strong frag, got the strong building upgrades with the walls and everything. It's Flame's base, the Gaia base. Much harder to defend a Gaia base than a Frere base, one would have to say. As the villagers here bailing through the walls, they do manage to get out of there. In the town center here, Eric says, I like town centers too. Let me take one. He's already got two, so the more town centers for them, the more economy for them, the more villages for them, the more happy they are. But what else can Keen do at this point? You see the army up here trying to rebuild. They can feed resources over, but here's the thing. There's so much population in Retold that feeding, to me, only is really a thing once you get to full pop. And at this point, is anyone at full pop? No. 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 No one's at full pop at the moment. So feeding the Loki player back into the game right here and now doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You've got to get to full pop first and then start feeding them back into the game. That's got to be your strategic decision making, right? In Legacy, when there was only 160 pop per player, oftentimes you'd be able to feed players back into the game pretty early on because you just couldn't build any more units. But in Retold, that's not really the case. As the Contarius now coming through for Flame, ready to join in and take out some units. The Axeman coming in, bashing away over here as the Arcus are going to be coming through here to help out as well. Those Slingers can start targeting them down as well. As the Spearman Axeman getting some good damage done. Rock going down over here as the Prometheans charging forward. There's just so many Prometheans. Eric is just grabbing town centers everywhere in this game. Look at his villager situation. He's already at 83. He's caught up to the Gyre of Flame already. Only Keto is in front of him at the moment, and in front of him for not very long here. Eric is absolutely gigantic in this game. Tunison still on one town center himself, but you look at the villagers, he's at 66. That's kind of behind, so maybe he needs to start thinking about, okay, we've done the damage, let me grab a town center, let me make it, let me push myself into security in this game. Flame and Keto. I mean, the big thing is that they do have Frere. And they're going to have a big Frere here. I wouldn't be surprised. He's still not in the heroic age, though. He is in a big struggle town at the moment. That is for sure. There's a couple of longhouses coming up for Eric in the middle here. Contarius charging around this way, looking for a little something to attack. Oh, there's yellow villagers. Every yellow villager kill here is gigantic as Turnison sees that and says, thank you very much. Now, every villager is just as important as the next, but this is a moral blow to Grass, who's already in an incredibly tough position here. Look at all those Prometheans. There's just so many of them. This Fox is yet again grouping up. They are playing this game as if there is one commander. There is one head of command, and there are 3 lieutenants in this match. It seems they are all on the same page for the entirety of this game. As can Keto come through here and assist or not is the big question. Flaming weapons gets dropped down. Charging in here, we see the Tempest getting dropped out. It hits nearly everything in this base, but up on the top, these units up here are looking very, very strong and out of the effect of said Tempest here. But nonetheless, retreating back, there's still going to be some time left on this Flaming Weapons. We see a Thimble Winter coming through for Eric as well. That's going to hit the economy all over as Berserk's onto the back, finding yellow villagers here as well. Now, it looks like Grass, he has been setting up a little something over on this spot. He is looking for harassment onto Super FM. Can he make it happen? Thank you for the 12 months, Matthew. Appreciate you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. As the army charging in here. Going to try and take out this town center of Flame. There's a hill fort coming up over on this spot. More Berserks swinging in here to get the damage done. Will we see a resignation anytime soon is the question. Both Flame and Keto's actually suffering quite a lot of problems here. Flame up through Atlas. A good implode here. If it hits everything, could be enough to turn the tides in this game. But it looks like it's just not going to be it as Keto taps out, Flame taps out, and Grass is out of there as game one goes to Fox in dominating fashion here with some incredible teamwork and very, very strong commitment to the cause. They saw the advantage. They saw what was going on over here with Grass. They saw the forward building and they say, hey, you're leaving yourself open. Any amount of damage here, we're just going to come at you like a pile of bricks. We'll see if there's going to be any sort of adjustment going into game number 2 from Keen. But Fox is looking mighty, mighty fine. If you guys enjoyed this one, don't forget to hit the follow button. Don't forget the subscribe button. And we'll see you in the next one. We're back game 2. I thought it was broken. It's not. It's working. We've already seen one game. And not even the spectating feature can stop us. Now, we're into game number 2. Everybody is happy because of this. We saw in the first game Fox asserting their dominance in more ways than one. Playing as a team that has been playing together, like a team that has been playing together for a very long time. They're not really changing everything up in this one. They're going in with, they found their gods. They know what they want. Tunison on Uranus. Eric on Loki. And Super FM on Ra. But Keen, these guys, let's just say they've got a deep pool of players. It kind of goes... It's pretty big, as they have now subbed out their fearless leader, Mr. Flame. I think Flame's the leader. Flame, you're the leader, right? They've subbed out their fearless leader, Flame, for one of the best Uranus abusers out there, Kavoth. Bringing in his Uranus, swapping that for Gaia. Over here, Grass is still on that Loki, and finally, we've seen Keto grabbing up the Odin here. Very exciting. What a time to be alive. We'll see what's going to happen in this one. We saw like the teamwork. It's a pretty similar map to the last one. Now, the last game, I didn't actually introduce it. I think it was actually on Land Unknown, but it spawned as a very, very open Land Unknown. You can either have super open Land Unknowns, you can have semi-open Land Unknowns, you can have very closed Land Unknowns. So, we'll see how things go in this one. But one can only ask the question, will Kavoth's Uranus translate to the team game environment? It's a completely different game mode. And I mean this in more ways than one. Every single little bit of strategy you think you know about Age of Mythology, throw that out the window. You think the Toot Down Center fast mythic works? No, it doesn't. Unless you get the right scenario for that. You'll have to wait and see what's going to happen here. But we're already seeing a certain somebody going on up to Prometheus here. We're seeing another certain somebody going through Forcetti. Another certain somebody going up here. Not just yet, but he will be going up through Bast, most likely. Keto, on the other hand, decides it's going to be a Frere angle. Over on this side, another Frere angle for... wait, what happened there? Can't go Frere over here. Forcetti over here. And finally, for Kavoth, What does he choose to go for? He goes Oceanus. And he is going to be dropping himself the fastest of second town centers. So Kavoth is playing this like a 1v1 to kick this game off, not being aware fully of the terrifying nature that is Tunison's Promethean spam. It's going to be coming. Part of me really understands this Fox clan, this Fox team, this professional organization, esports in Age of Mythology. And what I understand is, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, Twitch chat, maybe I'm wrong, but Fox is a team that searches for what they feel to be the absolute best way to play Age of Mythology. And once they feel like they've found it, they stop searching. Maybe they keep searching, but they don't feel like it's better. But they just, if they find a strong strategy they think is going to win for them when they're playing for reputation, money, digital points on a leaderboard, you know, they're going to keep spamming that strategy until it doesn't work no more. They're going to say, hey, prove it to me. Kavoth is here to say, well, you haven't played me yet. Now, I know Kavoth. I know he knows how to beat this strat in a 1v1. He's really, really good at getting his heroes out, Catapultes, Terma, Murmillo, whatever it is, and dealing with the Prometheans. But what happens when the Prometheans all of a sudden have Axeman support? What happens when the Prometheans all of a sudden have Mythical Breastplate Berserk support? As we see a town center coming up for Eric. And these are the questions that need to be answered in this game. But a very, very slow start to this one as we see a market already coming down for grass. Whether this is for tributing or not, we'll have to wait and see. Now, you have to get a market before you can start slinging to your partners. But it could just be to sell or buy food, because he's got a lot of villagers on gold, which arguably too many villagers on gold. But you can just keep pumping dwarves out if you want with Loki. It is really, really inefficient. 0.64 food a second on those berries there. But nonetheless, it is a way to go, as Kavoth now drops the Sky Passage. And the question is going to be, is this to run? Maybe. Is this to support? Maybe. I mean, he's going to be trying. As we do see, whoop, 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 whoop. Terma, Tango down. Terma did get a slight nerf into this patch by 0.2 speed. As we do have a nice little forest fire. Shockwave having to get thrown down there. No shockwave there from Kavoth. Now you're going to have to walk back with me a year or about a year for... Actually, maybe less than a year for Phoenix Reborn 2, where Arano's Shockwave Forest Fire was all the rage. I imagine it would be very, very useful. It's close. It's close. He gets the villagers on. Is it going to stay alive? As we see the Carnivora coming down, and the town center is denied. As the raiding cavalry come in here, they're going to pick off a lot of villagers. But Eric is here to say, get out of here. And all of a sudden, Super FM, he's in a tough spot. Meanwhile, up on this top position, Grass going for a little bit of a fight on this one, repairing up this position. We see one Herser going down, one Mamillo getting sniped down on this position as well. As these Mamillo, they're going to win this fight. Mamillo beat Herser. Infantry beat Norse hero infantry, right? That's technically how it's supposed to work. As the Berserk's coming in here, and they're going to be picking off Grass's Herser even more. Grass seems to be... I mean, he's going down this Herser route, which personally I don't mind, but the idea with it is not to fight. You're not going to be fighting. The idea is actually to get a whole bunch of favor storage, and then join up with your team to click a flaming weapons at some point. And then potentially get out a ton of trolls to pick off all of the Deuterinos on a defense or something like that. There's the Mamillo coming over onto this spot. You see those Prometheans are now out, and Kavoth is going to be realizing what's coming for him. Now, The Herser, actually, they are there to deal with all these Prometheans. So this does make some sense. So with Kavoth going in through Oceanus to make the really strong Bite of the Shark Murmillo, and Grass going in through Herser to deal with all these Prometheans, this unit composition, quote-unquote, team unit composition, quote-unquote, here in this game makes a lot of sense. There's the Herser charging up onto this position. Valkyrie getting some good damage done. We've got that Murmillo getting cleaned up as the Valkyrie there goes down. But right now you have to ask the questions. We haven't been looking at this very often. I've been using my arrow keys to migrate around the screen. Villager differential? Keen is in front by a little bit. Not by a lot, but by enough that it will start slowly translating into a lead. And these raiding cavalry, they're just going to be searching all across the map, finding these oracles or anything is missing. Anderson notices it, pulls his oracle right into the corner there. The villagers on this spot are very much out in the open here. There's not really anywhere to run. They could take a lot of damage. Armory up for Grass. So we see the Hyperion pre-queued for Tunison. Over here we've got Bragi pre-queued for Eric. Over here, nothing. We've already got a Heroic Age in for Afim. I wouldn't be surprised to see him trying to get to the Mythic Age really quickly. He's already got himself a Migdol up. We take a quick look at his resources. There's not much in the bank. But if he gets the Mythic Age really quickly, all of a sudden those Camel Riders become very, very scary. We've got Skadi coming through as well for Keto. We've got the Skadi coming in as well over here. No Skadi. We've got the Bragi already in for Grass, and Hyperion now finishing up for Kavoth. And as the raiding cavalry do get sort of pinned down here as Tunison holds on. But Kavoth, as Kavoth does so well, has found him an advantage in this game through simply smart, booming decision-making. Greedy, smart, booming decision-making. Defensive decision-making, booming decision-making, and all the other good stuff. A little bit of gold coming in. Grass says, hey, I don't need that gold. You take it. So we see Heroic Renewal on the way right now for Kavoth as he says, okay, if you want to fight, give me that Heroic Renewal tech. My heroes all of a sudden are going to have a lot more HP and also 1.5 HP per second regen as he's charging forward, ready to get that damage done. But where are the green units? Zevro, Keto, pulling back into his main base here. You can see there is a possibility for support at any point in this game from Kavoth. If he puts a forward sky passage up, he can get from this position all the way over the other one. As the army now charging in here, it looks like we're going to be seeing somewhat of a base race developing. The red and yellow units, you can catch them on the mini-map, looking to charge forward as the Murmillo going to have to run away from this. The Battle Boar is also tanking on this position. Meanwhile, over onto this location, Frost getting dropped down after the flaming weapons. Eclipse comes through as it looks like Keen has been completely anticipating this. The army coming in onto this spot to target these units down as all of this is happening. We see the army still coming. I'd love to see that forward sky passage from Kavoth so he can jump over there and defend while also being the aggressor at this moment as units are falling left, right, and center inside of Tunison's space. He loses his town center. The Oracle over on this spot is going to get taken down as well. As Herser up to here going to be taking down a Satyr and also going after the villagers there. There's still a ton of those Prometheans there, but they are not going to be that important here. Eric did not flaming weapons. You're absolutely right. He's still got his flaming weapons here as he will be dropping this one down. And can Afim and Eric break through here or not? Chaos coming through from Kavoth to support as the units with boosted flaming weapons going to kill themselves off as Eric and Tunison both in that moment, decide the game is done. And Super FM follows suit very shortly after. That was a equally dominating reverse domination. One win for Fox, one win for Keen. They called in the big guns, and the big guns deliver. Give off top score, top boomer, top macro cheese here. But, you know, credit where credit is due. Fox just did not punish that at all. At all. There was no way for them to punish that. We saw Keto out on the map early, Grass out on the map early, protecting and forcing the kind of slow army movement of Tunison. Basically, he's got the Prometheans, they're quite slow. And also of Afim, forcing that to kind of sit there, and that just gives Kvolf time. And all he needs is time when he makes those sorts of decisions. Nonetheless, we've got more games to come. It's a best of 5. Don't you go nowhere. And we'll get the next one happening. And we're back. And this time with nachos. No, it's no free nachos for you. Unless you want to go and get them, then you can have nachos. Because we're in game number 3. Keen versus Fox. Fox are changing the strategy up. They're overpowered Uranus from Tunison. Now swapping into the apparently more overpowered Odin, as that's the angle they're going to be going for. Fox Eric is still Loki, and Fox's Super FM is still Ra. The other side, they are the ones who have found a victory, as they say, all right, let us be the ones that you have to adapt to. They don't change anything. Odin, Loki, and Kvolf's S-tier Uranus. It's another day, it's another you. It's another game, it's another you. It's another me. What different shenanigans might we see here from Tunis? Will he go for Heimdall? Will Keto go for Heimdall? These are two very, very raid-heavy gods. But they can be played in a defensive fashion. Early Heimdall, send in 2 Berserks nice and fast. Send them around the back. Try and catch out a town center. Get yourself Safeguard. Drop yourself 5 town centers. I said 5 town centers, did I? Yeah, why not? Go 5 town centers. If not 5, 6, 7. Like, it's town centers. They're just for sale. You just get... You have a town center. You have a village center. You have a town center. And then get Rigstula. And then all of a sudden you're at 100 villages at like 6 minutes into the game. It feels great. I'm saying things that make no sense, but that's totally fine. We'll see how the game's going to go. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see Freya. It makes a lot of sense. You make the raiding cavalry. You get yourself thundering hooves. You're running around the map. You're killing villagers. But the one thing to be very concerned about is this Uranus. And why am I concerned about it? And why have Freya versus Uranus? And why am I concerned about that, might you ask? Well, Catapulties, they might not, even weightless mace Catapulties, they might not be able to chase down the raiding cavalry. But an early Sky Passage, an early Sky Passage, and an early Sky Passage. And all of a sudden, those Catapulties are where they need to be, when they need to be, and how they need to be. They will fulfill their purpose insanely well. So, I guess we'll wait and see what the idea is going to be here from everyone as the gods are now starting to get chosen. Tunison, Freya, Eric, Forcity, Grass, Forcity, Keto, Freya, Kavoth, Oceanus. And Aphim, Bast. This is a very, very late advance time. What's happened here? He's gone for an early husbandry, it looks like. That's wild. A very, very late advance time. I'm genuinely shocked at this. I don't like. I get that it's a team game. You don't have to advance very fast. It's not that big of a deal. Advancing this late does indicate to me that FM does not want to go for a fast second town center. But if it's the case you're going to go for Sphinx, which it looks like he wants to, why not just drop 3 monuments and do the same build without husbandry? That's what would make sense to me. We'll have to ask him post-game interview questions and suss it out, because maybe I'm missing something. Normally I am. As the Grass Berserk retreating back, no one went for Heimdall. I was building it up all the way, and it was thrown away. And that's just how it is. As we see Kavoth, he's already on a second town center, because that's what Kavoth is so good at. He loves a good boom. Who doesn't love a good boom? Tunison. He's got the Valkyrie. He spots the town center. He knows exactly what's coming for him. But because it's a team game, you're really not on the same timer as you are in a 1v1. Yes, Kavoth is going to get very... No more ooping. You're not really on the same timer as you are in a 1v1 because reasons. Grass is here with a cheeky little Hersa, and Tunison is out of there. House up for Grass. Up on this spot. FM. Oh, he's going for a town center. Okay, I'm lost. I'm lost on this build. I'm lost on this idea. We see Market Armory coming through for Super FM. The reason I'm like a little confused on it is that if you're going to go for a fast second town center, the earlier you get it up, the better the better, right? As we see a cheeky little Carnivora coming through is the Berserk saying, well, Eric says, let me attack this. This is a very, very beefy Carnivora. But Eric is absolutely 100%. Oh! Wait, did it die? It didn't even eat it. Are you kidding? It's... Oh well, town center going to finish. Cheeky little Valkyrie coming through here from Keto as he's looking for a little something to kill, but not going to be able to get that just yet. As the villagers retreating back, jumping into the tower. You see a Sphinx in here to defend. I mean, look, the thing is, in the grand scheme of things, getting this town center up a little bit earlier equates to about, if you get it up 15 seconds faster, 30 seconds faster, every 15 seconds you get it up faster is 60 resources a minute more, roughly, that you're going to get if you play correctly. If you play and you don't have any idle town center time and no one punishes you for anything, right? But if you advance a little bit later, you're just going to have more resources to use when you hit the classical age, which might allow you to do a little bit more things to make your life a bit more safe, so you don't have to worry about your opponent coming in and hurting you. So there are some really good things about kind of going for a later advance and then grabbing a town center just to be a little bit more safe. But the Sphinx will chase these bad boys all the way out here. We do have a cheeky... Wow, there's a throwing axeman on this spot. That's kind of wild. Grass is staying one town center at the moment. He hasn't gone for 2 town centers. Fox here, they say, yeah, nah, we were just kidding about the 1 town center aggro stuff. That doesn't work. We're just going to go, everyone's going to go 2 town centers, and we're just going to boom. And then what are you going to do? The walls are up. Keto, he's looking for raids. He's getting his own second town center. He's got the raiding cavalry out. He will have to deal with a very scary Ra here. And I would not be, I said this last game, but I would not be surprised in this situation to see Afim just say, all right, time for Osiris. We're going there straight away for Desert Winds Camel Riders. They did get nerfed. They got nerfed by 5% across the board. A significant nerf, but you're still going to be having yourself like, what would it be? 6.9? 6.7.0? 6.9 speed camel riders, which are still very, very quick. So, still going to be a really strong strategy for the Egyptians to use in team games. And potentially also in 1v1s. We'll have to wait and see. But he's going to be hitting that 9-minute, 20-second heroic age here. Longhouse is going down onto this spot as Grass is saying, "Excuse you, Eric. You're not allowed to boom in a Norse wall. We are Norsemen. We fight. Raw! For Valhalla." Is that what they say? I'm not sure. But Sky Passage is all up onto this position. Got the off. Ready to start fighting Tunison. Big shockwave getting dropped down. You know, sometimes I feel like... Actually, no, not sometimes. I think shockwave on an army is bait. I don't actually think it's very good. I think shockwave on villages is everything. Oh, when this carnivore gets him over the wall. It's the small things in life. Raiding cavalry still searching around. The Sphinx here, not quite able to chase around those thundering hooves. Raiding cavalry. As Grass hits the heroic age here through Bragi, but he's going to need a teammate to get some damage done. We see Skadi pre-queued. Bragi not anywhere close. We've got units coming through. Siege towers coming in. Oh. Oh. I like this from Super FM. I could be wrong, but I think he might be jumping in to this rock and then going for a rock drop of siege towers onto a certain town center somewhere on the map. I could be wrong. Good little raid over here as the Mamilo are charging in to help out. The Sphinx, however, they're going to get hit, and the Caladria get a cheeky little pacify onto them. Grass has got his own flaming weapons here if he wants to use it. Tunison retreating away. We've got Eric in this position trying to get some houses down to help out. Or to, not even to help out, to just get himself a little bit more economy. Flaming weapons gets dropped down. The throwing axeman retreating away, trying to get that shoot and scoot micro in. He's pulling back into this corner here. We see a little cheeky locust to come through. Eclipse gets dropped down as well. We've got the double Patsukos on this position here to help out. Keto is nowhere to be seen. He's got a handful of raiding cavalry still chasing around looking for villagers to kill off here. As the Patsukos still killing off units on the top. We're taking a look at that team game score here. He's got very, very similar military for both players. But Grass gets himself a mountain giant spawn. How big is that right now for taking out this town center? But too little, too late. Tunison barely, just inches away from the town center going down. Gets through to the heroic age and drops this frost. As more and more of Athim's units are going to be coming in. Did he actually... Where are the siege towers? He's not building siege towers anymore? Oh, he's sending him over here. Okay, never mind. I thought he was going for a play. Nope, not happening. The frost just waiting to pop out here. The blue team is Tunison. So Tunison's team's got a lot more military at the moment, but much, much less economy going. So realistically here, all Keen needs to do is just retreat back, wait a minute or two for that economy to pay itself off, obviously spending resources, trying not to take any damage, and they should be in a good spot moving forward in this game. Still searching around for things to take here. Let's just have a look. Is he... Oh, Kontari is now coming in. He's in the heroic age. Kavoth has got those Ontario's ready to come out. Still only on 2 town centers for the time being. Oh, there's that 3rd town center, excuse me. He is ready and ramped up in this one. Patsukos getting some good damage done. Keto going to be retreating away. Let's go through the place if anyone's going next stage just yet. We see Tia coming through for Keto at the moment. Winter is going to be very, very scary as Keto pulls back into his little tiny gap here to hold. Bursa going down. Throwing Axeman going down here as well. Can he win this fight? Looks like he's not going to be going for it just yet. Needs to call for some assistance as the army here now rejoining in Tunis's base. Tunis's got nothing left. He is in a very, very tough position. Trying to make out a whole bunch of berserks at the moment to try and deal with these Contarius and Mamillo. But neither of those are really going to lose to these berserks at the moment. The town center gets targeted down. That's going to fall. Tunison sees the tier and taps out. The game is done. 15 minutes in. Keen is showing these Fox boys exactly how Age Mythology team games should be played at the moment. Kavoth shows how good this Oranos boom is. Take a look at this. We haven't looked at the post game very much in this series. It's an absolute mess normally, but the reason why it's going to be very obvious to see is look at this Oranos economy in the stratosphere. His own teammate, who barely got touched in this game, is 4,500 resource behind. This is a Norse economy. This is an Odin economy. Kavoth shows the boom off yet again. What's Fox going to do to react to this in game number 4? It's a best of 5. Will they be able to figure it out? Come back? Change the strategy some way? Or is Keen going to be able to clean this one up in 4 games? We'll have to wait and see. Let's jump into the next game. And we're back with game number 4. It is 1-2 for Keen. Sorry. It's 2-1 for Keen at the moment. Keen is currently leading in this series. In the top of the map, we do have Fox, however. It's Tunison. He's going with Loki. Over on this right-hand corner, we've got Afim with Sidon. And on this left-hand side, we've got Eric with Hades. Their opponents today, they are abandoning the Greeks, saying, no Greeks for us, no Greeks at all. Grass picking up that Isis. Over on this Nevermind, Kavoth going in with Hades. I told a lie. And we've got a newcomer to the Keen clan. Planus Ra. His name is a Mini Yeti. He is the miniest of Yetis, but he is the mostest of Yetis. That is for sure. Oh, baby. Well, this is going to be an exciting one. It's a very, very different approach to this one. We've got 3 players playing very, very defensive gods versus 3 players playing, well, 1 defensive god and 2 fairly aggressive gods in Poseidon and Loki. Now the map is Midgard. There is fish literally everywhere. Everyone is going to be very fat and fed for the winter that they are currently subject to. These villagers barely wearing any clothes at all. They are built of thicker skin than I am. Up. Afim just doesn't care. He's just like, nah, walking time, what is that? No, okay, he gets it. Okay. Fantastic. So, I don't actually think I've seen a Midgard team game, because it was getting banned out pretty much every single game on the captain's draft, mostly because, you know, the weaker players, the players who haven't played a whole lot of Mythology, probably didn't have that water game plan set, so they didn't want to mess around with it, so to speak. But everyone in this lobby, everyone in this Showmatch lobby, what am I talking about? Everyone in this Showmatch are seasoned professionals of the nth variety, the highest of varieties here. We'll see how it's going to go. The fish economy in team game Midgard is absolutely insane. You're right. Like, you really don't have to walk as far to get your docks in. You don't have to worry about your opponents in the slightest getting any sort of early pressure onto you because the map's really, really large. I would be worried about a whole bunch of Skylar coming, so we'll see how much the players are going to have to invest in the water to defend that. You could go for, what? A whole bunch of Leviathan? To try and hold. Obviously, you've got the Hades here to build a whole bunch as well. Plus, it's Hades, Skylar, so they're a little bit stronger. And a sort of fast heroic through Aphrodite would make a lot of sense to get out that Golden Apples technology to effectively get yourself a bunch more favor. But Poseidon's also got access to that. There's a Hades over here that can also go that route. So if you want to go into a bunch of Skylar and try and conquer the water, then yeah, there could be two people going for that idea. Though, I would be surprised to see Super FM in a team game, no less, where you can use bronze on your allies, but more so you get yourself access to Thracian horses with the added bonus of Spirited Charge from Hermes. You get yourself those two upgrades and you can just go all across the map. You can join up with anyone and you can allow the Loki pocket here to kind of carry you, so to speak. But we'll see what these guys are going to do as the upgrades are now starting to come in. We've got Forseti in over here. We've got that Athena coming through on this side. Over here, we've got Hermes here for Super FM. No surprises there. We've got Bast for Mini Yeti. No surprises, but, you know, this is a very, very nice pickup. As we got Bast as well over here for Grass. And finally, Athena. A very late advance for Kavoth. Very, very late advance for Kavoth. He is going for the biggest of fish booms. He's got 3 docks already. I don't blame him. It makes a lot of sense. With a map like this, with so much fish on it, just take the slow route. Get yourself, like, put 12 villages on wood. Why not? Get yourself 3 docks and then a temple. There's no real rush. No one's in a rush here. We're just casually playing a game of Age Mythology. It's not a big deal. But Hand Axe, Pickaxe also coming through for Kavoth, getting all those upgrades. Looks like we've also got up here for Eric. He's going to be getting himself his own... what's it called? Volts of Erebus. Not yet having the favor though. Has to wait on that one. It's coming in pretty quickly though. As a little bit of harassment on the front. Already an armory up as the fast heroics here are going to be very, very fast. I would be surprised to see anyone go for anything really significantly different. So we see Aphrodite coming through for Eric. We've got that segment already on the way over here. And that is about it at the moment. Do we see a heroic? No heroic ages. One thing here that I would expect to some degree to come through for a Loki player in this sort of situation with 2 Egyptians. You can get Tornado, you can get Meteored. Just drop town centers and then tech. There's no real rush here because what are the Egyptian players going to do? So drop the town center or 2, go to the heroic gauge, and then join up with your team later. But we are already seeing a bunch of barracks coming down. Market or heroic gauge and then town center is the other option for the water maps. There's the prosperity getting dropped down for grass. He's getting obelisk everywhere. Let's take a quick look at the line of sight, seeing what everyone knows. A little bit of a spy on this side, it looks like. That's about it. And what's happening on the other side of the team? Just a little bit of vision. Not much. There's the Skopos for Afim. Going to be retreating back. But where to next is the question. Dionysus? A very, very boomy start here in this game. You know, so this is what I say in team games. Like, every single team game you play, you should effectively get everyone to basically do the same thing. If everyone's going to boom, everyone booms. If everyone's going to rush, everyne's rushes. If everyone is going to tech, everyone should tech. you can boom tech as well, right? And then, you know, if something goes wrong, you just keep going down that plan, but you just have to apply pressure and try and win inside of yourself to some degree with the support of the other player who survives. If something goes wrong, you have to kind of get in there and just follow the plan and support, as we see a whole bunch of Skylar now coming through for Kavoth. Skylars are actually coming through for everyone. Everyone gets a Skylar. Now, the Leviathan is a worthwhile investment here in trying to defend your water. As, oh, Mini Yeti. Oh, this is not ideal. The Leviathan does lose a 1v1 against the Skylar, but it takes it down to like 100 HP or something. If you've got Eclipse, it's even better. But these Skylar are going to be coming, and they are all ready with head. That sounded weird. Did that sound weird? Kind of sounded weird. Nonetheless, they're going to be swimming, gliding through the water as Kavoth's Skylar. Oh, he takes 4 hits, and now there's a 3-headed Hydra. These guys got a lot of heads here. Fishing ships getting taken out very quickly as well. Meanwhile, on the other side, we've got a whole bunch of the cheeky little ramming galleys coming through for grass. As Fim's Skylar, they are so scary here. Town Center coming through for a Fim as well. As some Chariot Archers are now out. Bit surprised to see the Chariot Archers, to be honest. You're going up against a potential full cavalry Fim. You're going to have to get something else. Now, if you go Chariot Archers, that'll bait out a whole bunch of Hippias most likely. Then you could potentially go in with Scorpion Men to hold. If you can get enough of them out, could be an option. But more importantly, just make some Spearmen. As the Kavoth Deuterinos coming through. Ancestors Eclipse gets dropped down where? Oh, ceasefire? Where is it? Oh, it's over here. Hello. Hello there. As grass has been sort of stunted at the moment. We actually are seeing Kavoth wanting to go up through Artemis here. We see anyone else? We see our cheeky little Hephaestus for Eric. So Cyrus already coming through for grass. Artemis coming through here for Kavoth. No advance time just yet for our Ra player, Mini Yeti. Skylar trying to take out these fishing ships over here. Units charging in onto this position to get some damage done. Son of Osiris is now in. But he's not on the front just yet. Mummy's now coming forward. There's that Son of Osiris to roam forward. But Mini Yeti in a little bit of trouble here after losing a lot on this position. You've got Kavoth over here with some Pentaconta to try and hold. As he does catch Afim sleeping ever so slightly. He's going to be able to pick off one of those Skylar. There's another one over here with 4 heads. And Kavoth's going to be retreating back. Pulls in underneath that priest here. The priest will get some decent damage done. 70, 60. But it's going to take out the priest as well. You just can't win against these things. As grass continuing to get the pressure in onto this position. It looks like Eric is completely safe, but there will be Earthquake to completely wipe this map. Or this base, I should say. Still a very, very close game. The thing is that Tunison is going to get very big very, very quickly. He's on 2 town centers. He's had his fishing ships completely safe and no problems. Could be worth getting out the Argo here. This is a tech here that, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if most people forget about. But the Argo, that can deal with the Skylar. Catapult coming through. Earthquake gets dropped down. Not going to be able to deny the Mythic Age. But look at this base. It's getting absolutely erased here. Everything is gone. Colossus gets taken out as well. Eric's got no hope. He has to bail. He's lost everything. He might even lose the Plentyvolt as well. Mini Yeti on here is trying to get some good raids in as the Chariot Archers here are able to beat the Hippias as I don't know exactly what happened, but it looks like Chariot Archers are doing very, very well at the moment. Counter coming up over here from Tunison. Eric going to be in full scramble mode. He's got to run all of his villages. We see Kavoth has joined in as well. He's got his units. He's grabbed another. He's got Artemis and a Plenty Bolt. Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? Theseus down. Mini Yeti does have all his upgrades for his Chariot Archers at the moment. Restoration gets dropped in here in an attempt to hold this spot. But the Camel Riders, they can just run. Do we see Grass getting himself Desert Winds? It's not in just yet. He can afford it. He's got the resources. He's kind of forgetting about it. It's a really, really big tech. But Chariot Archers now getting chased down by the Prodromets. There's no front line for them at the moment, but they're just going to run back to the town center, lose a couple on the way, and he's going to be able to turn around and start getting damage done very, very shortly. Meanwhile, another restoration over onto this position. Where's the Son of Osiris on this whole... He's just over here. He's taking some damage, but he is dealing damage in a really big way here. As it looks like the champion units from Kavoth, the champion units from Grass are just too powerful on this position. The Mummy as well doing work. Eric is in a very tough spot. Kavoth is gigantic in this game. Mini Yeti is holding beautifully for the time being here. Catapult to push forward as the villagers coming over here to try and repair this one up. No micro here from Mini Yeti. He's going to be losing a lot of Chariot Archers as he will be needing some support here moving forward very, very shortly. But all the Chariot Archers falling. The town center about to go down. There's Grass and Kavoth pushing through the center of the map, looking for every single little bit of kill they can here. Town center going to get repaired back up by Mini Yeti. He gets a little bit of support here from Grass as Tunison, very, very luckily, he's hitting that Mythic Age, drops the Thimble Winter, hitting all of the economies. This is huge. The town center for Mini Yeti will be falling here. But Keen is they're not really racing against the clock here. Both teams are against the clock to some degree because Super of them is trying to push through it and take out Mini Yeti. If Grass and Kavoth don't act quick enough to try and punish Tunison, life can get very, very challenging very, very quickly. However, it looks like everything is looking up Keen at the moment. The Chariot Archers now getting targeted down underneath these Migdol strongholds. Look at this concave here for Mini Yeti as he is going to be holding here beautifully against those Hippias, against those Prodromets, against everything there. We see a couple of Camel Riders to come in to try and deal with these Prodromets. You can also snipe them down with Chariot Archers as well, as we see exactly Mini Yeti going for that. And there he goes. That'll be one dead Prodromet. They've only got, I say only, they've got 90% PSI. But that's something, I guess. As the Chariot Archer's getting caught out yet again here. He has to retreat back into his little defensive hole there as the army comes in. The hoplites for Kavoth are gigantic here. Son of Osiris as well. Absolutely huge as the town center on this position for Kavoth. He's going to be taking it. He is all over the map. He is doing everything and more in this game in the pocket. Taking out the Berserks on this side. Going to look to take out the town center for Tunison next. Tunison's got nothing left. And in that moment, Eric taps out. Tunison taps out. And Afim sitting on the right-hand side saying, guys, I've got him right where I want him. Just wait. Hold. Hold the line. Hold. We can't hold no more. He finally decides to tap out as the victory goes to Keen in 4 games. 3-2 2-1. As Keen does show that they are the superior clan in this show match. Fox going to have to go back to the drawing board before they get called out again to play some team games against this monster of a clan. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button. If you like team games, don't worry. We're going to be continuing along that route throughout Age of Mythology Retold's existence. And I'll see you guys in the next game.